but you make very difficult things also simple. That's a great, incredible achievement. Honorable Governor Karnataka, Sri Thawarchand Gehlotji, extremely passionate, devoted, in mission mode. Dr. Anne L.I. Selvi, Secretary DSIR and Director General CSIR. Dr. Abhay A. Palsikar, Director CSIR NL. Honorable Member Rajya Sabha, and from this state, Sri Lahir Singh Siroya. And for me, everyone present here and those associated with this institution, I revere you. I am in deferential mode, reverential mode. I greet you. I congratulate you. Trust me, an hour or so, I have been surcharged, energized, motivated. I have been telling, driven by the ground reality, that India is a land of hope and possibility. But here I find our futuristic outlook is taking shape. I can realize that a country of 1.4 billion people, you are catering to its needs. We already have the largest number of civilian pilots that are women. That is a combat question also. But what I have seen, and I said there, large number of these aircrafts will allow our young boys and girls to fire their zeal and enthusiasm, to exploit their potential and talent, to realize their dreams and aspirations, to fly sky high, and maybe taking route even to space. This is the laboratory. This is the crucible where these things are happening. As a student of physics honors, I am absolutely delighted. I take it as a profound honor to be at the CSIR, National Aerospace Research Laboratories. In Amritkal, we are seeing India's rise. The rise is unstoppable. The rise is incremental. But the kind of rise which you are defining here is a rise that the world is noticing. I can imagine, after having been to two important situations, we are going to be one of the top nations in the world, and the number will not be in double digit. Friends, I am happy to share with you that India is one of the countries that are focusing on disruptive technologies, as no other country is doing. There are 5-6 countries in all in the world focusing on that. Our quantum computing system that will be of extreme avail to you all is already in place. The government has already made allocations. We are also focusing on other disruptive technologies, and they have extreme bearing here also. Machine learning, blockchain, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things. In general perception, these technologies pose a challenge. But for you, this challenge is an opportunity. You are increasing the opportunity basket of our youth, our impressionable minds. Friends, the Institute has grown into a powerhouse of research and development, contributing significantly to the aerospace sector and beyond. In the last few years, India's space accomplishments have come to be globally recognized, both in the field of defense and also in the shape of things like Chandrayaan-3. All this, I now realize, is not the handiwork of one institution. It is convergence of several institutions that has contributed to this. And this was revealed to me when I had the privilege or the distinction of being at the NAL's wind tunnel facility. Remarkable. Since I have little bit modest understanding about it, I was thrilled. I could see what is to come. I inquired from the director, how long will it take us to be in the top groove? Well, not many years. Since the beginning has been made, right steps have been taken, visionary leadership has provided futuristic governance policies for it, India will regain its past glory of having controlled the global knowledge about space and astronomy. We are heading towards it. The wind tunnel facility, engineering marvel, looks simple when you look at it. But just imagine when it functions. The entire body is thrilled. How challenging is the job. How they are partners, significant stakeholders in the success of all that we are witnessing and releasing, including Chandrayaan 3. Friends, modern age is marked by transformational, revolutionary changes. I am firmly committed to a thought process that education is the most impactful, transactional mechanism of change. It brings about a change that respects equality, cuts into inequities. But more than that, and much beyond that, and what is need of the hour is technological advancement. A country that is investing in technological advancement will have secure boundaries. Gone are the days of conventional warfare. I have before me men in uniform. They know the changing dynamics of warfare is gone much beyond conventional warfare. How our position will happen, how strong we will be determined in laboratories like this. And the good thing is, our future is bright because you people are working with that intellect, dedication, which is unrivaled in the world. The indigenous aircraft showcasing India's ability to design and produce advanced aviation technology truly stands as a symbol of an Atmanirbhar Bharat. Friends, I saw three things, and all three will change our landscape of airspace. One, the one in which I sat, which is used for training purposes. Not only it will create a fleet of people interested in aviation and pilots. The second one, transport. Amazing. And the third one, you don't need a pilot. It can remain in the sky for 90 days and self-powered for the reason that it translates solar energy into power for itself. Now, these are big-ticket changes. The entire rural landscape of this country is surcharged. When the Prime Minister announced that women in the villages will have the capacity to operate drones, it is within their reach. What you are doing will be of great commercial exploitation. There will be growth of industry. I inquired from the director mass production, you will have involvement of private sector, public sector, and in defense, the utility is there. But a country that was importing and 100% importing defense equipment is now exporting defense equipment in billions of dollars. Even this place, the entire infrastructure here, Tejas, helicopter, and the kind of exports we are making, amazing situations. All I can indicate, friends, at the moment, is that 1.4 billion people of this country, with total dedication, are part of a marathon march. Their target is, their object is, their destination is a developed nation at 2047, when we celebrate centenary of our independence. In this great exercise, in the great Yagan Havan, आपकी आहुति बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। भारत की विकास यात्रा में, इस महान यज्ञ में, हवन में, जो आहुति टेक्नोलॉजी की होगी, जो आहुति आपकी होगी, बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। मैंने खुद देखा है, गांव में जन्मा हूं, किसान का बेटा हूं, मेरा मन कितना प्रफुल्लित होता है जब 10 करोड़ से ज्यादा किसान साल में 3 बार सीधा पैसा अपने अकाउंट में रिसीव करते हैं। यह महत्वपूर्ण नहीं है कि सरकार ऐसा कर रही है, सबसे ज्यादा महत्वपूर्ण है कि गांव का किसान आज के दिन इतना संबल हो गया है, टेक्नोलॉजी को इतना ग्रहण कर लिया है कि अपने बैंक में वो रिसीव कर पा रहा है। This technological penetration down to the last person in the village has revolutionized our way of working. And this one, what I have seen here, will give us cutting edge, will give us a mechanism whereby our youth will be inspired. और मेरे मन में कोई शंका नहीं है, हम में से कुछ लोग नहीं होंगे, उम्र का तकाजा है, और जो भारत की यात्रा शुरू हो चुकी है, the rise of this country is unstoppable, the rise is incremental. जो टफ टेरेन था, जो हेडविंड थी, उसके बावजूद हमारी प्रगति इतनी जबरदस्त है कि आने वाले समय में आप अंदाजा लगा सकते हो। We are marching, friends, in togetherness with absolute confidence that India will be a developed nation, a world leader, and an economic power already it is in 2047. मुझे यहाँ आकर बहुत अच्छा लगा, बहुत बड़ी ऊर्जा मेरे में आई है, बहुत बड़ी ताकत आई है, and I have no doubt this reflects the mood of the nation. Congratulations to you all, greetings to you, salutation to you for the work you are doing. And the work you are doing is not much in public domain. This silent revolution which you are bringing about, when people will come to know, then their confidence will all the more geometric, not arithmetic. Thank you so much. Thanks for giving me this great opportunity, and my sense of deep gratitude to every person associated in any capacity whatsoever with this establishment. Thank you so much.